The big thing, so one of the things that came out of the All-Star game weekend that pretty much wasn't the game, right? I think it was more so. I think people had more reaction to the draft more so than the actual game itself. And the big standout of that was Jokic, the two-time MVP, going the second to last pick and pretty much picking himself, just going to LeBron's side without LeBron ever actually saying he was picking Jokic. But the guy who was supposed to be a reserve, our guy Joel Embiid, was the number one overall pick. So there you go. The Sixers dominating the weekend again. But do you guys make anything of that, or is it not a big deal that Embiid is seen as the overall, like the dominant guy among his peers, whereas the two-time MVP, the front runner again to go 3 straight, is not even being picked? He's the second to last guy in the All-Star draft. Does this kind of set an alarm off for anybody?
Not me. I mean, picking the guy for that All-Star game and picking the guy during the season is different. It's really different. So it didn't shock me that, Joker didn't get picked in this particular All-Star game, because it's not a game that it's going to involve a guy like him where they're going to give him the ball. Guards and stuff not going to give him the ball out top and move around and let him go. They're not going to do that. That's not how this game is. It's a showcase. And he knows it. I mean, Coach Malone, they all said it. Like, it's not a game for him. So, no, it didn't surprise me at all.
I got into some trouble over the weekend talking about this with Denver fans.
Careful.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I wasn't really that harsh. I just said, I more so asked the question: Does this reflect how his all-star peers see him? I'm not saying we should put any merit into it. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not obviously. I just said, does him being second to last pick represent and reflect what his all-star peers see him? I don't think it's that unfair of a question, because a lot of people said what you said, Eric. A lot of Denver fans. He hates the all-star game. He doesn't try. His skill set's not built for it. But Jokic and Embiid have the ball in their hands a lot. Yes, one looks to pass, one looks to go for the bucket. But if you're a guy in the all-star game and you want to showcase things and you're a guard, do you want either one of them on your team? Embiid's a ball. I mean, Embiid hogs the ball. He has the ball in his hands a lot. At least if Jokic is on your team, he's passing it to you, and then you can do crazy stuff with the ball in your hands once you have it. So I didn't really understand in general everyone saying his skill set's not made for the All-Star game, because he looks to pass it almost every time anyway. So what's the difference, really? Right?
His skill set is made for the All-Star game. He's just not a one-on-one player. He's just not going to go out there and try to go one-on-one and try to break you down and go between his legs and go and do a flashing dunk. Like, that's just not what he does. Yeah, but he's not the only one that's like that. So
that's true.
What is he going to get out of doing that over and over again?
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting. Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to come out and shoot deep threes, and if he goes and get a dunk, he's a 7-footer. So I mean, if he's not going to go and just shoot 15, 17 footers. Like, it's just the way the game was played.
There was dunks or launching 3-pointers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's for what? Now, if the game was played and it was played with some form of resistance, it's different. Then his play will come back in he'll get him the ball, and can you create a double, or can you get a guy hit a backdoor pass and all that stuff? Like, you can play basketball, but it's no resistance. It doesn't fit him. That's a legit problem. It doesn't fit him. He's not the only one.
It's second to last, man. That's rough.
Not
he might have been last. We don't know. He said he only got up because he didn't know Markkanen was still there. He said he thought he was the last pick. Is what he said.
Yeah, I don't take much into
which I don't know about
last pick stuff. Like, I mean, your last pick of what, 10 guys?
Well, that's what Durant said. Durant said that's like being the lowest ranked millionaire. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so okay, he's the 10th best player in the league. That's a bad thing. Like it's just that don't make any sense.
But I wonder if the league changed it because there were some complaints from some players that don't want to be
from
named.
the reserves. That's what we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But you still know whoever the last reserve pick was the last pick.
I know. You're not fooling anybody.
You're not hiding anything.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, that last reserve pick is a top 24 player on that day in the world.
You really have two last picks at that point. You have the starter last pick and the reserve last pick because they're their last pick within their group.
And you had it if you do it the other way too.
No, totally. That's what I'm saying. So they're both last pick. Like you're not.
Yeah, I'm saying that if you did the starters first or last, it's still the same thing.
You're just last in your group. So I mean, it's not. You're both last actually. Markkinen and who was last pick in their reserves?
So if you're trying to avoid guys getting picked last, don't have a draft.
I know.
Just play East-West or put names in the pot and let Giannis and LeBron pick the names out the pot.
Yeah.
That's what your team is.
Yeah.
If you're trying to, hide feelings, whatever it is you're trying to do, there's ways to do it. Keep East-West. Pick names out of the pot. Pick these reserves. I pick one, you pick one. Pick these starters. I pick one, you pick one. That's your team. Go play. Let's go play.
Yeah.
That's how you eliminate a guy being picked last, since that seems to matter.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Marcus?
I was going to say there were some funny Sixers speculation, fan speculation on Twitter after LeBron picked the Embiid number one. Saying LeBron spent a lot of time in Philadelphia this past summer, or 2 summers ago when they were filming that Adam Sandler movie because he was part of the production company behind that. And picking Embiid number one. Could there be could LeBron come to Philly? Could he complete the process?
That's not happening, no.
If Braun wanted to embrace that whole villain aspect, you come to Philly. You really become the villain if you come to Philly and win.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true. But
that's the last stage of his
coming isn't true, but yeah, that's true.
Bring Bronny, bring LeBron, bring them all.
Yeah.